Y'all, we have with us today Megan Gailey. You know her from The Tonight Show and the host of the Sports Bitches podcast. And I will say the whitest thing in the world right now. I actually have seen Megan perform multiple times, have watched her comedy for years, and I did have to make sure I was pronouncing her name right today. I did have to look it up, and I was like, Meredith, your name and Megan's name are the same name.
Yes, they are. I actually was rushing to put, a 5-minute face on, because as I was looking back through our DMs, the first time we ever interacted, you sent me a DM that said, I think we look alike. And I was like, well, I can't come on here looking awful, because then Meredith's going to spiral for the whole weekend. So I did my best.
We do kind of look alike, I think.
I see it. I get it. I also
eyes.
Sports Bitches is the funniest name for it's like right out of 30 Rock. Sports Bitches is like such a funny name for a podcast.
Thank you. Now, do I think it's held us back? Probably, but we would like to be honest about what you're getting when you come to it. And there's 3 of us, and I am the bitchiest one by far. I qualify as hard C word. And then the other 2, one's Canadian, so it's like not a bitchy bone in her body. Other one is not bitchy either. So I guess it's just me.
It's just sports bitch.
Sports bitch.
You know what though? I appreciate that. You always need like one person who's going to come in as the bitch.
Yeah.
Right.
And it is me. And in my best friend circle, there's one even crazier than me. And that's always nice for me, where I'm like, oh, I get to like be normal this dinner. Wow, crazy.
Rebecca and I are business partners, and we just I think we just hand it back and forth. We just hand the bitch baton back and forth.
I also think we have different styles of bitch. I think we are I think we are both bitches in different ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're going to take this offline. I can't wait to hear. I
mean, honestly, I have guesses, but
well, let's talk about a bunch of bitches, aka the NFL. It's the Super Bowl, and it's the Seahawks and the New England Patriots playing. And for our purposes,
you guys came in with your Patriots shirts, and I was like, "What?
Crazy,
you guys! This is a circa 2002.
Wow."
I don't know what year was this when they won the Super Bowl?
Oh, I'm so bad at who is it? Does it say who they played in that Super Bowl?
No.
So we're going to get to why I hate the Patriots. But the fact that like there's already Super Bowl shirts from like not that long ago is devastating to me.
Oh, Vienna's telling us it's 2014. Vienna, I was absent in 3rd grade the day we did Roman numerals. And I was like, I remember coming in the next day and being like, yeah, I'm not going to do this. I'm never going to learn these.
Nope, never gonna. This Super Bowl is Super Bowl 60. I do know that.
Oh, that feels sort of like a big year.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
60 years of head trauma. Okay. But I want to talk a little bit about the Bad Bunny of it all, because I saw a video that you did about it. I thought it was really interesting. The NFL has historically not been particularly quote unquote woke. And I'm wondering why you think they made the decision to have Bad Bunny. Like, do you think that this is going to be a win for them in the long term, a loss for them in the long term? How do you think it's going to land?
So I'd like to preface all of this by saying I hosted a show for the NFL. I have been an employee of them. My husband has been an employee of them. Every single one of my closest friends has worked for the NFL. Wow. The number one thing the NFL cares about is money. So they looked at this. They ran the numbers. They decided very strategically with their accountants, with their books, that this was going to get some pushback and that there were going to be people saying, I don't want to watch this. And they said, fine. But the profit outweighs any loss that we would get from a Turning Point halftime show. So is it coming at a specifically like good time, given how demoralized certain communities in the United States feel? Absolutely. Was that the NFL's goal? No. They sort of went into that ass backwards. I saw Roger Goodell asked about Bad Bunny's speeches and things he's been saying specifically at the Grammys, and he backed him up, and I was shocked by that. Like, that is not how the NFL is. This is not a DEI Super Bowl. This is not a woke Super Bowl. This is we want to make a bunch of fucking money. And our goal is for international expansion. And no one helps us do that better than the biggest international star in the world. And I've been loving the like downloads that have been like yesterday I saw it was like 85 million downloads a month is Bad Bunny. And then all of the Turning Point
18.5.
18 combined 18.5. And so it's like, yeah, is there a world where like maybe they talked about Taylor Swift? Sure. They've already got all the Swifties. So Bad Bunny puts them in front of new people in new households in new countries. And that is their goal.
I hadn't even thought about the international, because it is like the NFL is so American. Sorry, you guys, like, I'm mostly listening because I don't know I'm not a sports bitch. I'm just a regular bitch.
We're happy to have you. We want all bitches, male, female, non-binary, all bitches welcome. They played a game in Brazil last year. They play games in London every year, Germany. Like, if you talk to anyone close to them or at the top of the NFL, their number one goal is expansion. So they want to be an international league. They want to have teams based in other countries. Right. That is the specific goal, and no one allows them to do that better than a Bad Bunny Super Bowl.
Yeah, literally the biggest star in the world. Am I wrong? But did I hear that Jay-Z is the one that picks who it is, or he has like a hand in this and selecting?
I think he's a consultant in some way. I also saw that they were like polling NFL players, and they were like, less than half of NFL players want this. And it's like, there's no way you asked every NFL player. I'm sure pollster calls, they're like, bye. So it's like, yes. Are there racist men that play in the NFL? Yeah. Are there men with brain damage playing the NFL? Yeah. And
a lot of gay ones too.
A lot of gay ones. But Sam Darnold, who is the quarterback for the Seahawks, came out and was like, I love Bad Bunny. I'm so excited. And he has no reason to say that. He's not even going to be able to watch the halftime show. He's playing in the game. That's right. Yeah. So I think people are like looking for a reason to be mad about this. And it's like the NFL simply does not care because it is going to profit them financially.
Can I ask? Sorry. Go ahead, Meredith.
No, you go ahead, Rebecca. I've just some This is fucking.
This is really fascinating. I'm just curious because I feel like one of the things that I've watched happen over the past 10 years, but I guess 20 years, is like the death of the monoculture. Like, there really aren't that many things that we used to all watch the same stuff. And I feel like the Super Bowl is like the last of the monoculture. Do you think that this is actually the end of the monoculture, or like, give me a break, like 3 people are going to watch Kid Rock? Like, I mean, numbers aside, like, do you think this is the end of the Super Bowl monoculture?
I don't know. I will say my husband just got back from San Francisco last night. He was there doing something for the Super Bowl, and he was like, it couldn't have been more dead. And sometimes that just happens. When it was in Los Angeles, I was telling my friends the Super Bowl is here. And they were like, it is? Like, there's certain cities where it just doesn't permeate because there's enough going on. I don't think, no offense to our Patriots gals, I don't think people are excited about this matchup necessarily. It's sort of like 2 unknown teams, even though everybody has been like being like, please, we don't want the Chiefs and the Eagles anymore. Right. And like, we finally got that. And now everyone's like, oh, it's the Patriots again? Like, what? So people did, I think a lot of the country like kind of wanted the Bills or was rooting for the Bears to have this storied season. Matt Stafford with the Rams ended up winning the MVP last night. And like, he probably would have retired. Like, there are probably better quote unquote storylines. I will say, having worked for the NFL, you will sometimes be tagged in posts or something, and you get to see who hates the NFL. And it is so funny because it is the far right. The far right hates the NFL and thinks that they are full woke, full DEI. Like they think that Colin Kaepernick is still playing and running the league. Like they're so delusional in what they believe. And then you have the farthest left. Too.
Yeah.
And so, you know, which there are valid complaints about safety. And like, if you are still a fan of the NFL and have progressive leaning politics, you are having to take it upon yourself to go, I'm going to have some conscious fandom and go, listen, I like this team and this guy, and I don't like this guy, and I don't want to see this owner, Robert Kraft, who's dear friends with Donald Trump, succeed. You know, like you do sort of have to go into it accepting that there is some bad there.
Yeah.
Well, I do want to just say
A true blood sport.
Right? This is where we just, this is where the show just changes and we make a big reveal to Megan. I fucking hate the Patriots.
Okay.
What? I fucking hate the Patriots.
Carolina's like, what am I doing here? I was born here under false pretenses.
I hate the Patriots. The only person that I care about in football right now is my one and only true love, Shador Sanders. That's
Love
the
him.
only, I'm a
Who made the Pro Bowl? Who made the Pro
That's
Bowl?
my boy right there. That's my boy. Okay. But I don't like I'm not a Patriots fan at all and haven't been for probably since about 2003, 2004. Like it was fun.
Right after you got your shirt.
Right after I got my
Right.
shirt. I love an underdog. Okay. And as soon as the Patriots stopped feeling like underdogs, I was like, fuck this shit. Right. And I don't like the Crafts. And I think the Patriots, are in a way, they're like the worst of what the NFL represents because they have done so many egregious things and yet they always kind of like, they're always able to sort of wash their hands of it. And so my question to you is, what do you think the fallout will be, if any, from the way that Bob Kraft shows up in the Epstein files? And if people aren't familiar with it, let me break it down for you. I will have you know, Bob Kraft was one of the first names that I searched for because actually I searched for Jonathan first because fuck Jonathan. And then I searched for Bob. And the way that
messy.
The way that Bob shows up in the files is there doesn't appear to be any direct communication between Jeffrey Epstein and Bob Kraft. But what there is Jeffrey Epstein sort of helping Bob Kraft's friends think about lawyers for Bob Kraft after he is arrested for solicitation of a prostitution at a massage parlor in 2019. Now, what I also found interesting was like some of these emails too are like, hey, check it out, Bob Kraft. I think he's going to take the heat off you a little bit, Jeffrey. Like, and so I'm wondering, will there be any fallout for Bob Kraft appearing in the Epstein files this way?
I don't think so. I don't think him specifically. And I do think about those women who were the sex workers quite often because I'm like, I know that they were removed from this country. You know, like he was the one who engaged in a criminal act. It's sex work. I think all of us here are probably pro sex work if it is amongst two consenting adults and there is a safety to it and whatever. He's faced no punishment for that.
Right.
And shame, embarrassment, but like it's people forget about it. Now I have seen the Giants owner. I believe it's Stephen Tisch. I know his last name is Tisch. He is mentioned in it. And I have seen some Giants players be like, I don't want to play for him. Now, whether that comes to fruition, we'll see. I do believe that the Commanders, one of their co-owners, is also mentioned in it, which is crazy because they just got rid of the worst owner. Like they finally were able to get rid of Daniel Snyder, who is an actual evil, predatory little scumbag. And for the NFL to remove an owner is crazy. It is the hardest league for that to happen by a lot. And they finally got him out. Now they have new co-ownership. There's a couple different owners involved, and one of them is in the Epstein files.
Isn't there also always, like I said, isn't there often like big sex trafficking operations around the Super Bowl? Am I getting that? Like, isn't there like often?
So it is considered the largest like gathering of sex workers, you know, like that is the biggest like import of that weekend. I remember like reading articles about women who travel internationally to be able to come to the cities. And then last year there was a tragic death of a reporter who solicited as a sex worker, then died in New Orleans. I believe it was like a drug overdose. Like it just is one of those things, kind of like CTE, kind of like every single owner is a billionaire. And like, we could rank them as to like, who's best to worst easily. There is just that undercurrent. The World Cup is also a massive sex work convention.
Oh God, we can't enjoy anything. Everything is tied to the darkness.
It is like, you know, I hope these gals are making good money. I'm born and raised in Indianapolis, and the Super Bowl was here. And the like rumor always was that they flew in strippers from Miami, Houston, Atlanta, because they were like, Indy doesn't have the goods we need. You know, we gotta ship the product in for this weekend.
I remember reading a blind item. I think it was like 3 years ago when the Super Bowl was in Arizona. I can't remember. About a certain, let's just say a certain celebrity who is a special interest of mine, who changed his name to something that rhymes with mood bod. And he was complaining, food god. Okay, this is about food god, guys. God, allegedly complaining about the price of male escorts.
I remember this.
Because they were just too expensive. Which I say, you guys, if you're working with Food God this weekend, charge him more.
Yeah,
drain him.
I've never heard of anyone complain about the price of sex workers in Arizona. Like, it's like, you sound cheap, sir. You sound a little
that's a huge problem, honey.
Yeah, and I hope you're tipping 20%.
Yeah.
Well, I have really last question for you. Do you think that people are going to turn into the Turning Point USA Super Bowl halftime? No.
I think there's a chance.
Kid Rock and 3 people we've never heard of.
I'm surprised Jelly Roll's not on there.
I think there's a chance people, you know how like sometimes you'll turn on Fox News to be like, what are they talking about? You know, I think there's a chance perhaps that happens, but I also think people don't want to give it any ratings numbers. What's really does big numbers is the Puppy Bowl. The Puppy Bowl is like a rating success. Like, if you don't like football, there are other things, but I think this Super Bowl halftime show is gonna be a massive hit.
I agree.
Yeah,
and they're calling it the All American show. Bad Bunny is All American, honey.
I'm really excited. I think Cardi B will be there. Like, I think there's going to be wins. I think in the way that Kendrick, it was like, listen, he's the biggest star of the moment. That's who we're gonna have. And then inherently, if you get Kendrick, you're gonna get some we're going to talk about race. We're going to talk about police violence. That is what is the undercurrent. So it's like, this is going to be pro Puerto Rico. It's going to be pro Latino. It's going to be beautiful. Look at this man. Look at this man. Like, so many people, myself included. It's like, I started listening to Bad Bunny like a few months ago just because he was pissing everybody off. And you're like, I think he's finding new fans.
Yes, I agree. Fully. Yeah.
Well, how about this, you guys? Let's let Bad Bunny have his year. And then 2027, how about some counter programming? Let's have the Bitch Bowl. And just Megan, Rebecca, and I can just square off on being the biggest bitch, and Carolina can judge us. Like,
Carolina, you're welcome to be a bitch too. Now that I see a Puerto Rican tambourine, I want you in.
I love this. Wait, can I also say I have like close to zero interest in sports, and I found this absolutely fascinating, Megan. Like, you just convinced me that this is actually super interesting, and a business question, and a political question, and a culture question. So like, you keep being a bitch out there.
Thank you. And that is honestly my approach to sports coverage. I think there's an entry point for every single person. And that is how we talk on Sports Bitches. And there's no better like time or celebration of women that is happening in sports too. So if you don't think you like sports, you just haven't found someone who speaks your language in it yet.
Megan, remind everybody where they can find you. Yeah.
I just found mine.
Thank you. My Instagram is Better Megan Gailey. We post lots of content, lots of clips. I got off TikTok. I'm off X. I'm on Threads. I would really love people to check out my Substack. I'm going to be releasing an album a special, a full length 60-minute special. And it'll be on Substack for purchase before it goes onto YouTube. Nice. I write a lot about motherhood, sports, Bravo. I'm a Bravo bitch too. So yeah, I just connect with me. Go see live comedy as long as it's not a man who had Trump on his podcast, and go Bad Bunny.
Thanks, Megan. Come back.
Thank you. I would love to.
Okay, thank you so much, Megan.
Bye.